Hey, what's up guys? Node Investor here. What a wild afternoon we have had here right into the close. So I'm going to just drop a quick update on Bitcoin price action. Won't be looking at any of the other charts here today. I'll certainly do a recap, a little bit more extensive market analysis tomorrow and maybe a live stream on Friday. But for now, just want to cover the price action we're seeing here in the Bitcoin chart. Before I get started, just want to remind everybody one last time, this is the last day through the month of February. The sale is going on here, 30% off the cryptocurrency trading course that has been recently released. If you want to take advantage of that, check out the promo code on my Twitter feed or in the video notes. I will post it again and you can enter that in and get an additional 30% off. And for those of you that buy the entire bundle course, you also get access to the Node Insiders Slack group. So go ahead and check that out, nodeinvestor.com/training. So let's get back to the charts here. So what we're looking at here is the 4-hour view of BTC, and this is on Binance. I'll take a look at the Coinbase exchange here in a little sec. What I want to just point out is we had this incredible drop, very quick, very fast, and it was very nicely bought back up by the bulls here. Good recovery, the bulls fought back, and what's important is that we undercut the lows on Sunday. My last update, I was talking about how I was looking for a potential break out of this rising trend line, and ever since we topped here a few days ago, it's just been very choppy. Looking today, I was thinking this has got to break soon. I was surprised at how long it had taken to really move out of range. Looked like there was a small attempt here, a couple candles back, and then sure enough, going into the late afternoon, we started to see this drop here very quickly, and it undercut the lows, and that was important because it swept a lot of the stops here. There was a lot of folks that were looking at this 3,700 level as kind of that stop level, and this quickly undercut that, and we'll zoom in here in a sec, but the buying volume on the way up was very strong and really just negated that entire drop. So very positive to see the bulls fighting back on that initial drop. We could have just as easily seen some momentum to the downside and undercut some other support levels, but for now the bounce has happened. We undercut the lows, and so that was really the next drop that I was looking for. I was looking for at least a retest of this low, if not more likely a lower low, and I was really surprised at how quickly this shot back up to the upside here. We'll take a quick look at the 5-minute chart before we zoom out a little bit and look at some key support levels to keep an eye on here. If we look at that 5-minute view here, you can see this candle that was just really dropping, and I was watching this real time as it started happening. Everyone on the Slack group started talking about, hey, this might be it, and it was a quick drop, went down to right around that 3680 level here on Binance, and then just quickly shot back up. And just look at how high that buying volume was. Big wick to the downside here, which is positive. Then it looked like it was just kind of wedging up right into these moving average pairs. I was thinking this is probably going to roll over again, retest the lows, and then get going. And instead, it just shot straight up. And here it is, just kind of consolidating here in this upper range right around that 3,800 level again. So positive action all around. What this does now is this sets up the stage for an upside retest. And what I mean by that, going back to this 4-hour view, is we had that big drop here over the weekend, and there's going to be a lot of bag holders, the folks that FOMO'd into this last little move here, and so that's going to be a lot of resistance. A lot of the folks that bought right at the highs are trapped into this very quick drop that we had, and if anyone put that stop loss here at 3,700, most likely got stopped out here on this wick. But now that we've bounced right back into this range, it's important to keep in mind, still below the 10 EMA, still below the 22 EMA, but now this sets up the stage for a potential upside test. Now that this low has been tested and was supported with a quick wick that undercut it and broke higher. So it was a false breakout to the downside, quick recovery, and so now what we're looking for is an upside test, looking at those first resistance levels, and that's going to really be this little consolidation here as that next level to look for on the upside. The good thing about this view here, let me go over to the Coinbase exchange. And here you can see similar price action on this rise, then the quick drop. This one didn't quite close into the green, but nonetheless was very positive, closed in the upper range, and so really set up for a nice wick, nice doji hammer reversal candle there. And what was important about this is two things. One, if you look at the lows that were set in early February and the rally that happened right into this weekend that we saw that dropped into, notice this wick here has so far landed almost to the penny right at the 618 retracement level. This is also lining up with that first support level that I was talking about in my last video here. That resistance now turned support right here. That's also where that wick showed up. That's where a lot of the buyers stepped in, right below this low from the weekend and right above this support. And so that is now a very important level that absolutely must hold for two reasons. One, if this broader uptrend that was established here on this daily chart is to continue to the upside and at least retest these highs, then it's important that the retracement does not go any deeper than this 618. Generally, when they undercut that 618, at that point that is just too deep of a retracement, and it's confirmed that that uptrend is now over. So that's going to be an important level, and it's also important because it held this support. It held this breakout point that we saw here on February 17th. And so we had that run, we had the retracement, potentially a nice washout that undercut all the stops and has quickly jumped higher. And so now the next level to be watching is, can we break above some of these resistance levels on the Coinbase exchange? That's basically that zone between 3,900 and just shy of 4K, that psychological number. And so that's really the next target that I'm looking at on the upside. I am certainly going to be cautious here because we're still below these moving averages, but I'm not quite as bearish as I was anymore because we've seen that big washout, that little bit of a shakeout. Of course, if prices begin to just roll over from here and they retest that lows, it's not going to be as positive. There certainly could be a little bit of a dip here, and in fact, I expect there probably will be, but if there is, it should land about halfway, maybe no more than halfway the length of that wick that we saw here today. That'd be ideal, and that really just translates into around that mid $3,700 range, and I expect that would be an opportunity for those that missed that little shakeout to begin buying. And so you may see some shorts covering into that. You may see some buyers stepping in on that before it pushes higher, but it doesn't necessarily have to dip. We can certainly just start running from here now that we've seen that little bit of a shakeout and we're back into this range that we have been in for the last day and a half or so. So that's going to be interesting to be watching here. Just wanted to bring that quick update. Those are the levels I'm looking at, but we've now seen that break lower, that washout low. So how this materializes over the next few hours will be important to see if that support level holds now that we've closed above that. So again, not out of the woods. Certainly the big picture is still wedging a little bit. That was certainly a shakeout. There's been no upside confirmation yet, but the fact that the sellers were not able to keep prices down at those lows is certainly a positive and a win for the bulls near term. So just wanted to bring that update. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.